My name is Henry. I'm 73 years old. And 6 months ago, I lost the one person who had been part of my life longer than anyone else, my best friend, Samuel. We met when we were young men, and for more than 5 decades, he was a constant presence in my life. Losing him didn't just feel like losing a friend, it felt like losing a piece of myself that can never be replaced. Before I tell you what his death taught me, I want to tell you how it all began.
We met in 1970. I was 22 and had just started working at a small warehouse outside Detroit. Sam was already there, unloading boxes with a cigarette tucked behind his ear. We were both trying to prove ourselves, both exhausted, both pretending we knew what we were doing. We didn't become friends right away. We worked near each other for weeks, exchanging nothing more than nods and short comments. One evening after a long shift, he asked if I wanted to grab something to eat. I said yes without thinking much of it. That dinner turned into a habit. And that habit turned into a friendship that lasted 53 years. There was nothing extraordinary about us. We didn't travel the world or start businesses together. We just lived life side by side. Jobs came and went. Relationships started and ended. Kids were born. Parents grew old. Sam got married first. I stood beside him at the altar. A few years later, I married my wife, Eleanor, and he stood beside me. Our families grew close. We spent weekends together, holidays together, and countless quiet evenings doing absolutely nothing. And looking back now, I realize that nothing was everything. That kind of friendship doesn't announce itself. It doesn't feel important while you're living it. It just feels normal. Comfortable. Reliable. We worked at the same place for nearly a decade before life pulled us in different directions. I changed careers. Sam stayed where he was. We stopped seeing each other every day, but we never stopped checking in. A phone call here. A visit there. It was enough, or so I thought. When my mother passed away in the early 80s, Sam showed up at my door without calling. He didn't bring advice. He didn't try to cheer me up. He just sat next to me and stayed. That was always his way. Years later, when Sam's marriage went through a rough patch, I returned the favor. Long walks. Late-night conversations. No solutions. Just presence. As we got older, life slowed down. The kids moved away. Careers faded into retirement. The world got louder while our circles grew smaller. When Eleanor died, I felt like I was falling apart. Sam became my anchor. He checked on me constantly. Took me out of the house when I didn't want to go. Reminded me that grief didn't need to be rushed. I don't think I ever thanked him properly for that. A few years later, Sam lost his wife too. By then, we didn't need words. We knew the silence. We understood the emptiness. We settled into routines. Breakfast at the same cafe every Wednesday. The same table. The same order. We talked about the weather, the news, the past. Sometimes we talked about nothing at all. Those mornings kept us grounded. They gave shape to our weeks. Then Sam started forgetting things. At first, it was harmless. Misplaced keys. Repeated stories. But it didn't stay harmless for long. The diagnosis came quietly, like bad news often does. Early dementia. I could see the fear in his eyes. Not fear of dying, but fear of disappearing while still alive. I promised him I wouldn't stop coming. And I didn't. Even when he didn't recognize me. Even when conversations didn't make sense. Even when he couldn't remember our years together. I remembered for both of us. The last time I saw him fully aware was months before he died. He squeezed my hand and said, "You've always been there." That sentence still echoes in my head. When he had the stroke, I was at the hospital within minutes. I sat beside him until the end. I told him he wasn't alone. I told him it was okay to rest. And then he was gone. I've lost many people in my life. Parents. My wife. Acquaintances. But losing Sam felt different. He was the only person left who knew the entire version of me. The young man. The struggling man. The man I was before life shaped me into who I am now. When he died, my past went with him. After the funeral, something became painfully clear. I had assumed we had time. I had assumed there would always be another breakfast. Another call. Another visit. I was wrong. Friendship doesn't disappear suddenly. It fades when you stop protecting it. When you get busy. When you assume tomorrow is guaranteed. It isn't. If you're listening to this and there's someone in your life who has walked beside you for years, don't wait. Don't postpone. Don't assume. Call them. Visit them. Sit with them. Even if there's nothing to say. Because one day, you'll wake up and realize you waited too long. I wake up now with empty mornings and unanswered thoughts. People tell me to meet new friends. They mean well. But some connections aren't replaceable. You don't replace decades. You don't replace shared history. You don't replace someone who knew you without explanation. You just learn to carry the absence. Sam taught me that real friendship isn't about excitement or convenience. It's about showing up. Over and over again. Especially when it's hard. And if telling this story helps even one person reach out before it's too late, then his life, and our friendship, still matters. If you have someone like that in your life, don't wait. Time is quiet when it leaves. And once it's gone, it doesn't come back. Thank you for listening.